Hey, what's up, guys? We got 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's okay, Eddie. Or was he? You don't have to hold her because she probably won't like that. It's about you do have to stop her from going other places. Sorry, guys. I have to babysit my niece today, and I didn't plan for Surge to get hacked and for me to have to do this live stream because we usually don't do live streams around this time. People don't start with funny comments. What's up, Edwin? Thank you so much. Thank you, CS, everybody. I'm just getting the stream set up. It doesn't happen for another hour and 9 minutes.
Child, let's go that way. Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to push her.
I did not mean to.
So yeah, I've got a baby. It's gonna make this stream a little hard, but we'll get through it. Thank you, Eric Marina. I really appreciate that. When is it supposed to go live? Yeah, it goes in 1 hour and 8 minutes, guys. What's up? I take care of my little girls every day. It's the most hardest job I've ever had. Oh yeah. It's constant attention, and they constantly do the exact thing that they're not supposed to. So I got my other nieces to help me a little bit. Let me just get the stream set up real quick, guys, and then I'll be able to we'll be able to look more at what's going on and get in some questions for Mark. I'll probably be able to go on stage and ask some questions. Eric Mariano, thank you for the $2, man. Really appreciate that. Shout out to Eric Mariano. Really appreciate that, bro. Websy, go grab the bag out of the living room. It'll have some snacks in it for her. I'll put in my earbuds and pretend to work when the AMA starts. Nice, sounds good, Money Buggy. Kayla, what are you doing?
Hitting the door.
Take her away from the door. Websy's gonna open it in a second.
Hi.
I might need Willie. Might need an adult.
You're very...
If he doesn't mind. I want to know if his SafeMoon contract is still safe. Yeah, I mean, yeah. How could his SafeMoon contract not be safe? They're just completely unrelated. Everything else he's made is safe. Here, let me see, was he? Hand me the bag. Thank you. Alright, what do we got? Kayla, you want some food? You like these? You want one? Kayla. This one? Okay. If she starts to get distracted, you can try to feed her one of those. Sorry, chat. Is Surge Ethereum and Surge USD not been effective? I know nothing about code. I tweeted that question to Jack about 20 minutes ago and ended the world. Sorry guys, I got some craziness going on my end today. Let me do some stuff real quick, my dudes. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not accusing anybody, but somebody is looking very suspicious. One person is looking very suspicious. I'm a little bit hesitant to use SafeMoon contract. I really like it. Can you ask him how he can convince us to trust it? Yeah, that's actually a good question. Let me take down some good questions. Because now that when you mess up one thing, nobody's gonna trust. We're gonna be sketchy about everything else you do, unfortunately, because that was a big mess up. can you... I think that's a good question. Many of us prefer to use your contract to buy SafeMoon. Can you ensure to us that it is safe from any hacks or exploits? That's a great question. Thanks for asking that. I know other people basically ask that, but nothing wrong with wanting to have full assurance. Where's the money, Lebowski? Papa and team would have certain security measure put in place to protect the business, meaning data leak or maliciously trying to change stuff. Yeah, it's just a hard lesson to learn at that high of a cost. Like if it had happened right off the bat for a little bit, then it would have been a lot better. But after 6 million, that was a rough loss, man.
You don't want to compare.
It's if you can hear Kayla in the background. Oh, I know. I plan to watch my niece today, but I never do live streams during the week. It's very rare. But because Surge happened and because they're doing it at this time, I already agreed to watch my niece, so I'm trying to juggle both, but I have a little bit of help from my other nieces, my other cousin nieces. The smart kid, I'm over the fact that he created a coin while working on SafeMoon and then rugged, allegedly. No, he didn't rug. Same, I really don't want to go back to PCS. Yeah, oh yeah, it's so much easier, and it automatically gets you the best price. It's definitely like the best way I've bought SafeMoon is what Mark created. He's not with SafeMoon. Is the NDA still valid? That's a great question, because if Mark can say whatever now, then it'd be great to be able to hear possible things that he could talk about. He probably doesn't want to talk about SafeMoon. He did a AMA last night. We have an hour and 2 minutes before it starts, guys. He did an AMA last night, and I'll put a timer on the screen. I gotta finish getting this set up. I keep getting distracted on the way. Hopefully Kayla will get distracted by the girls. And then I can give her all my attention. I just gotta do this stream. I don't believe he rug pulled, but it's his responsibility, so duh, we should go nuts on him. No, you gotta have a level mind. You invested in a project. When you invest in something, you're accountable for what you're investing in. No matter how promising the person is on their product, you didn't study it. And if you don't have the knowledge to go and look at the code, then you're taking that risk. So you got to take responsibility for your choices. I agree. I mean, there's just like 3 levels to it. Mark screwed up, and because he screwed up, 11,000 people lost $6 million, and we all lost a lot of money. At the same time, nobody forced you to invest, and you took that risk. So we have to give credit where credit's due. Mark screwed up, and you screwed up. You invested in a 21-year-old, trusting him. So I want to see more accountability for people in their own investments. Of course, Mark's responsible, but you've got to take some responsibility. You invested. I lost $700. That's my fault. I'm not blaming Mark. I'm not blaming anyone. I mean, I understand. I'm a little upset that that happened. I'm upset that Mark missed that. Yes, and that is his fault that he missed that. But at the same time, we all make mistakes. That's a big one to make. It sucks. But he didn't force me to invest. He didn't force you to invest. He didn't tell you to invest 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. He didn't tell you to do none of that. And he did say this was a what did he call it? What's the word? Experiment. Like, he literally was experimenting with it. So I don't know. I want to see more accountability, because Mark's being accountable. He said it was me. I screwed up, and he's trying to make it right when he doesn't have to. He's proving that it wasn't him and that he's going to fix it, and that he still wants to be somebody in the DeFi space, even though he made this mistake, and even though somebody else screwed us all over and screwed him over because of his mistake. And people, I don't know, man. People just need to take some ownership of their own choices in life. I don't care if I lose subscribers over that. Time to grow up. The victim is responsible for being robbed. The victim is responsible for being robbed. No, you're responsible for the risk that you took. When you invest in anything, there's no guarantee that you're not going to see that money back. That's 100% true. You're responsible for the risk that you took. When you invest in any crypto, there's a chance of it getting hacked, the chance of the price tanking, or the chance of it getting rug pulled. If you think that you're not responsible for taking that, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, if we could find the person accountable and get the money back, I'm all down for that, 100%. But hacks happen all the time. Go look up flash loan attacks. It happens on much bigger scale than this, guys. Yeah, I own my actions, but I was sitting with my wife when I bought it, and she was telling me not to, and now she looks at my decision making funny a little. Yeah, we all look like idiots. It's embarrassing for all of us. I threw 550 at it, and I told my friends about it, and now I look like an idiot for telling them about Surge Token. I'm not saying that Mark's not responsible for screwing this up royally, and I'm not saying that the hacker shouldn't be in jail and we shouldn't get our money back. That'd be awesome. I'm just saying to put all the blame on Mark and not take ownership of what the risk that you took in investing is dishonest, and that's behaving like a child. And I see a lot of people doing that. And I'm not that old. Some of you guys are older than me. I'm 31. So let's, to me, one of the biggest things in life is taking ownership of your own life. That's the best way to live, is to take full accountability for where you're at in life and not blame anybody else. You didn't have to invest at all. You know what I mean? You could have just not invested. It's a risk you always take, no matter how sure it looks. I believe in safemoon. Does that mean 100% it's never going to tank, never going to get rug pulled, never going to get hacked? No, that could still happen. Unfortunately, it's still a possibility. I think it's a very low possibility, which is why I'm invested in it. And I really hope safemoon does take off and things look great. But it's still a risk, and I'm not going to go, oh man, this isn't my fault. Like, I don't know, man. I understand people are mad, but that's why you don't invest more than what you're willing to lose, so that when you do lose it, you aren't upset. No, I see. You say you don't blame Mark at all. I do blame Mark. I totally blame Mark for what he did. He released a project too fast, and he didn't catch this. Now, how hard was this to catch? I don't know whether he thought it was secure or not. He should have had it audited first. There's a lot of things that Mark should have done right, and he should be held accountable for that. I'm not going to, give him a pass on that. I like Mark. I consider him a friend, but I'm not going to give him a pass on that. He screwed up. And we screwed up by investing in this, especially if you invested too much. Anyways, that's whatever. When is Mark speaking? Mark speaks in 55 minutes. Let me put the thing on the screen. I'm going to put a timer on the screen. Thank you for asking that, so I can put the timer on. And also, I just want to say, I'm sorry if you lost your money. I do feel sorry for you. It's a terrible feeling. I'm not saying I'm not sorry for you. I lost $700. It sucked. I'm not rich. That's a lot of money to me. And I had hopes for that to go up to thousands of dollars, and to have that just taken away in an instant and watch it disappear, it sucks. I'm not saying that either. We're adults. We need to own our choices, own our investments. And there's a way to own your choices, and at the same time hold Mark responsible for what he did, and hold the hacker responsible for what he did. I really hope we figure out who did that. That one dude's looking real. It really looks like it's that one dude. Like, I don't want to point fingers, but that dude's not looking too hot. And I talk to him a lot. I have a lot of screenshots of my conversations with that guy that I haven't shared. Okay, my timer's not working apparently, so I'm sorry guys. For some reason it's not working. I think I'd have to like restart the... Oh, there it goes, there it goes. So we've got 53 minutes, not very long. Get the timer going, there we go. Alright, there we go, chat. I'm finally set up to go. I can read you guys' comments. But again, it's both Mark and investors' fault. Yeah, for sure. It's a lesson everyone can learn from. Next time, make sure you invest in an audited project. Yeah, even audited projects can get hacked, rug pulled, but it is a better investment, probably. Yeah, that guy was kind of sketchy to me. Yeah, Max Sense. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Yeah, so I actually I talked to Max Sense a lot, and which is weird that he would even talk to me, but some of his stuff didn't add up. He said I woke up and then it was rug pulled, and then basically I got him later to say, okay, actually once I saw the announcement, he said I invested $1,000 so that I could profit off of everybody selling, which just seemed to not make sense. And I was like, well, you told me earlier that you woke up and it was already rug pulled. Then you told me that you were awake and that you saw it happen and that you invested and that you bought 1,000. You know, you bought some surge and then you made a profit off of it. We're trying to make a profit and lost your money, and that's why you were mad. So I don't know. It may not be him, but he does look super sketch. It does seem like I don't know. You know, saw this coming a mile away. I don't think you did. I don't think anybody saw this coming a mile away. If you looked at the contract and you saw that that function was possible, then you could say that. But nobody thought that that was going to happen. People might have thought that there would be a rug pull of some sort, but this was literally just a flaw in the contract, so it's a little different. It's okay. You can let her just mess with the door or something. She just can't go much further. Yeah, she can't go over there. No, they can't. So what happened is that there's something that they can do with the money that washes it and makes it clean, and it's untrackable. It's like some kind of tornado program that basically makes it untrackable. So I don't think they can. Maybe he just wants attention. It could be. My theories kind of were that he was just trying to make some money off of it, and then once he realized he wasn't, he might have had a friend or somebody else say, hey, go ahead and get this. Go ahead and grab it, and I'll take my cut. You just send me this much money, I'll take a cut of it. Whoever the lowlife is that stole $6 million in B&B is a felon. Should be in jail hopefully soon. Yeah, you should be in jail for a very long time for something like that. You think with the blockchain technology we'd have safer methods that don't allow for something like this. That there should be some functions that if it sees a massive pull happening, it stops it, and maybe it has to be agreed upon by like all the investors or something. Kind of like how blockchain works, how everybody has to agree that the information is right. There should be something like that to prevent these prevent the stealing happening. She is a monster.
Yeah.
Kayla. No, Kayla, you can't go over there, buddy. You can't go over there. You want some more food? Oh, you already gave her that one? You want another one?
Pulling my hair.
Well, you should have brushed it.
Shush. I was too busy
Too
playing
busy doing what?
Underground War and painting.
The whole thing is fishy. It is, for sure. Hush puppy crime.
Okay.
Yeah, this can happen with any of your cryptos, guys. Stick to SafeMoon? Yeah, I'll stick to SafeMoon too. It could happen with SafeMoon. Something crazy can happen. Hopefully they have I have more trust in SafeMoon. Yeah, Ryan, I hold all mine too. I still have 39 billion surge.
I took this spot now.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, what a monster. He keeps going back. That's insane. Unless it's other people doing it. It shouldn't have any effect on SafeMoon.
She's trying to attack.
Mark had nothing to do with SafeMoon. Yeah, they're going to make a new one, VJ. They're going to make a new one that's designed. This is the theory that I've seen. They could change it. Where 1% is dedicated. 1% of all the transaction is dedicated to paying everybody back. And as soon as everybody's back, the 1% will be taken off. And it'll stay at 5% instead of 6%. So they were thinking about, that was one of the things they suggested to pay everybody back, was to relaunch Surge BNB, have it audited, have it checked, and make it so that 1% is dedicated to paying everybody back who lost what they lost. That's the kind of guy Mark is, and a lot of people just don't know that. No, you don't have to not believe in someone until they reveal their face. There's not really a big deal with that.
We're ready? Let's make a little baby.
That's not a guaranteed thing.
Baby cage.
Kayla, what are you doing? You can't do that, buddy.
She's trying to escape.
You can't do that.
Problems.
You gotta stay over there. You guys created your own wall.
Yes. We should probably put the stuff inside.
Version 2, I don't know what it is. My guess is, and you guys can tell me what you think it is. I just assumed version 2 was going to be them fixing tokenomics. That was my guess, was version 2 would fix tokenomics. Yeah, I think Mark will do what's right too, and that's what I've been trying to tell people is, those of you guys, a lot of people just don't know Mark, so I understand their frustration. They might not have had a chance to interact with him as much. And I haven't interacted with him a whole lot, but I've been on phone calls with him for a long time before, a couple hours. Probably 2-3 hours total out of all our conversations. It's not a whole lot, but that's enough time to kind of get an idea, a little bit of who somebody is. It's very hard to hide the kind of person you are. You have to be very, very deceitful to hide the kind of person you are if you're actually like a monster.
Extra colors and extra softness.
Kayla, no. You're still at 4 billion. Yeah, I've got 39 billion. We'll be able to cash in on the coins we still have. Nah, bronze man. What they did was they screenshotted everybody's wallets before the hack happened, so they know exactly how much everybody had. And those who weren't able to cash out are going to be paid back. Yeah, rich and wealthy. The fact that he's sticking around doing AMAs, I don't know. I understand your perspective and you understand mine, so it's whatever. I just feel like I know him, and I know that not only is he gonna do his best to pay everybody back, but he's also gonna do his best to be better and to take DeFi further. He's gonna take himself more seriously. You know, a lot of times you look at people's lives, and when they screw up, that's when they take their lives more seriously. To give an example, if you guys know about Logan Paul, he recorded a dead body in Japan and put it in his vlog, and the whole world hated him. And that was for him. He messed up, and that was the end of his career. But he just took that and was like, I need to take this mistake, change how I go about my life, and redo how I do everything. And I think that's where Mark's at. Because Mark loves DeFi and blockchain. That's just a theory, Bodine. It's not 100% confirmed. And technically, you don't have to buy the new token to get paid back. Yeah, you don't have to buy the new token to get paid back. They have your wallet address. Nobody has to buy it. Baby's trying to talk to you guys too. They have your wallet address. They are going to send you it whether you buy the new surge or not. If Mark writes this, then I will believe it was just an honest screw up and not a purposeful rug pull. How are they planning on paying back the wallets? By sending them BNB? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they've 100% decided, but that's probably part of what we'll be finding out in the AMA today. Yeah, I think so, Ag, and I think that the tokenomics got screwed up. Okay, Kayla. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agreed to watch this baby today, and then all that crap happened with Surge. So she's at that age where she does everything she's not supposed to, and you have to just constantly stop her from doing everything she's not supposed to do. Don't believe in Mark Project anymore. That's okay. No. 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 Kayla said this is not financial advice. Yeah, she did. Hey, what's up, Koshi K? How's it going, bro? I'll probably ask a friend to watch her whenever we go live. So, well, yeah, just so I can ask those questions. You're just 24 years old. I should make another one. Oh, wow, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't even think she's there yet. She's only 1, but she just does everything she's not supposed to. Non-stop. Just constantly goes and does everything she's not supposed to do. And gets upset if you don't let her do it. 6 million is mine. No, thanks, guy. She sounds like my 16-month-year-old when she's calling for me. Yeah, she does that a lot. She's pretty cute. He learned a lesson. Rug pulling is a quick and easy way to make a fortune. Yeah, a lot of you guys just make assumptions, and you don't have a realistic way of thinking by assuming. That's not a logical way to think that actually allows you to figure out what's real. Kayla, what are you doing? You can't hit me in the throat like that. Chill. You can't be doing that. Yeah, into everything. Yeah, babies are crazy. They're little monsters. She just hit me in the throat with my phone. Yo, what's up, KVI Beats? How's it going, bro? Yeah, we should have 30 minutes left till it starts. I know it wasn't Mark. Is there any plans yet of how Mark plans to repay holders? Yeah, he's talked about some, but there's nothing official yet. Okay, Kayla. Alrighty. Okay. There's something you want to say to everybody? Okay. This is some quality content. I hope you guys enjoy this. Everybody starts unsubscribing. Safe Moon Baby. I should start that channel, Safe Moon Baby. It's just Kayla making that noise. I've got 4 kids, bro. 2 are teenagers. Enjoy them while they're small. Yeah, I don't have any kids. This is my niece. I don't have any kids yet. If I do, it'll probably be in the next couple of years.
4 kids, 2 teenagers.
If I own a business and one of my employees steals from their clients, my company has been tarnished, even though I personally didn't commit the crime. Yeah, the thing is that wasn't one of his employees. So your metaphor breaks down there. That's where your metaphor breaks down. Thank you, Kayla, for brightening up our day. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Because she is a monster.
Yeah.
If you guys want, you can go. I can just watch her. I might need Willie's help in a little bit if he's not busy. If you want to. I don't know. I know you guys might get bored. Do I have any food? You can grab some chocolate. You can grab some chocolate in the living room. There's a little bit of chocolate. Don't take too much, though.
Wubsy's face lit up.
Yeah, Wuzzy loves chocolate.
Wubsy loves
Is it in the bowl?
Kayla's speaking facts. Yeah, you guys didn't expect this. You thought you were going to hear some crazy knowledge. And you tune in and you hear a baby going, da, 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 da. What up, Crypto Control? What's up, Gary Adams? Found love? Yeah, I have a girlfriend right now. We're figuring out if we're right for each other or not. Oh, okay. 3 years turning 4, 28th August. I missed that newborn chatter. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, hi, Roxy.
She's adorable. Oh. She's a heathen. Yeah, she's terrible. It's Kayla. Kayla. Baby said she's a question about milk. Alrighty, so we got 34 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can't get a friend. Hey, Wubsy? Or, Haley? You think you could ask Willie if he could help me at 2 o'clock?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. That way I can focus on the stream and be able to ask some questions and stuff. What kind of person releases a coin with no marketing or dev percentage for their own wallets? Mark. Do you keep your surge on trust? It doesn't matter where you keep your surge. Since the beginning of time, computer programmers have been subject to hacks. Mark isn't running from this. Yeah, he's not. Mark could have just disappeared. That's the thing that people don't understand is Mark could have just disappeared. And if you did a rug pull, if you guys go look at rug pulls, go look at the rug pull world. It's always delete everything and disappear. It's always delete everything and disappear. It's never stick around and try to prove your innocence and help everybody and admit to a flaw. It's never that. The only reason someone would do that is if they actually want to help people and if they actually wanted their project to succeed and they messed up. And that's what Mark's doing. He's saying, I messed up. Go ahead and go ahead and tear me down. I deserve it. I screwed up. He had good intentions. We all got screwed over. It's okay. What's she doing? What's she doing up there? No, Kayla, you can't go. Okay. Don't eat too much, was it? You can have like 5. Upshaw deleted everything after he rug pulled everyone on Upcoin. Yeah. War on rugs, rug pull. I mean, there's just, I don't know if, have you guys ever seen a rug pull where the person that did the rug pull stuck around and tried to convince everybody that it wasn't him? If you guys can list one, then I'll take a look at it. Crypto World United. No, it's not obviously that. It's obviously the opposite of that. If you had been paying attention. No, it's just Kayla. Mark will redeem himself. Yeah, I think he will too. Kayla, you stay still, okay, buddy? You can play with this.
Yeah, I think it's coming over.
Oh, I meant at 2 o'clock. You said 2?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, at 2. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody for dropping a like. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I've got a baby. I know it's not the best stream that you want to have a baby in, but it's okay. Okay. Oh, Kayla, you gotta stop fighting me, buddy. You gotta chill. No. You want your food, buddy? Come on. Did you already eat your cracker? Here you go. You want that? There you go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Nathan, contact me on Discord, on Twitter. Discord, Twitter, those are 2 great ways to contact me. Contact me through the YouTube comment section. Can you buy Surge Ethereum? I think so. Investigation Surge Token Group, you will get the answer. Yeah, who has ever gotten, especially this, I feel like this would be a huge thing. Oh, well, then just tweet me, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't know how it all works. I didn't make a Twitter until I made this account. Are you not in the Discord, bro? Are you guys not in the Discord? Is that a good cookie? Yeah. I got 29 minutes left, guys. No way, I didn't know Upshot rug pulled. Can you talk about it a bit? Oh, I haven't heard about that one. Maybe only less of what I'm willing to lose. Just in case it pans out. This is why people are not against the government regulating crypto to start putting these rug pull douchebags behind bars. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If we can do that, I'm okay with that. Just not them taxing us and like dipping their hand in it. That's what I'm not okay with. Innocent until proven guilty. Yeah, 100%, man. You want your drink, buddy? Where's your drink at? Here you go. That's okay. I think she might be too much for you guys.
Just a little
Well, drink your drink. What is that?
Every time she get a piece of lemon beach chocolate, she must go.
Yeah, the government wants to rug pull everything.
Alright, we're gonna head back because the only thing I've had to eat today was chocolate.
That's okay.
Same.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Can we come back soon?
I'm glad you think she sounds adorable. I'd like to see the real hacker behind bars ASAP. 100%. Oh, gross. Babies are also gross. What legal entities have been involved and reported to? FBI, a couple other things. They've reached out to groups that try to trace these things. Thank you for sharing, Ghost Crypto. I appreciate that, man. Are the search tokens in my wallet useless? Yeah, they are. The only way that they're not useless, voice Zune, is I think that, and don't quote me on this, but I think that if people keep buying search, that you can cash out on what gets put in there. I could be wrong on that. Definitely double check that info. But I think if someone goes and buys a bunch, that you can cash out on the BNB in there. It would be great if just the hacker was a good person and did this to protect us and gave us all our money back. Okay. Oh, okay. That's weird. You want that? Okay. Okay, buddy. Contract is deleted? Okay. Yeah, I think they talked to them to make sure that nobody else would buy it. So you might be right. Thank you for that, Kushi. I appreciate that. That's why you only invest what you afford to lose. Yep. Everybody always says that. Don't invest what you're not willing to lose. When you invest something, it should be something that you're like, if that goes to zero, that's okay. That way you're not upset when it does do that. And if you invest too much, then it's on you. I'm sorry. I invested $1,500, lost it all, hoping I get it back. I believe in Mark. I don't know why. LOL. I believe in Mark too, just because I know him. You know, you can just get a sense of people. I know that Mark is like a decent guy, a caring guy, and he's driven by a love and passion of the projects. He made some mistakes. You know, it's like when you're young. It's like when you're a kid. We watch our kids go through all these phases, and that's why most people consider kids annoying, because they talk too much and they do all these annoying things. They have to grow up because we all had to go through those annoying stages. And Mark's 21. He's smarter than most of us when it comes to this. A lot of the stuff we're talking about. That's why he got so big. That's why SafeMoon hired him. But he's also young and probably just didn't take this as seriously as he should have. Or he did. Maybe he did. Maybe he double checked it, triple checked it, and just kept thinking that part of the contract was safe. And based on his conversation between Max Sense and him, when Max Sense brought that part of the contract up to him, he said no. It's I put something in place to protect that. And the guy Max Sense was like, no, there's still a way around that, bro. So I think he thought for sure. He looked at it and he thought it was good. And maybe he didn't miss it, but he just didn't realize that there was a way around it. And that does seem to be what it was, unfortunately. And there still maybe should have been him just auditing it first, and that would have caught it. And maybe that's where the real blame is. But he got big too fast. Wish he would have slowed down, learned from Papa, and grew naturally. For sure. I just felt the blow. I just felt the blow of it all. I was like, no, we all just lost our money. I can't believe that just happened. I felt that blow, and I don't even know if Mark would consider me a friend. He'd probably consider me like somewhat of a friend, not really. Oh my God. Kayla, I don't want that in my face. No, I don't. You don't put stuff in people's face like that. It's weird. Don't do that. Yeah. I'll be back when it starts. Need to run a quick errand. Sounds good, man. Yeah, we've got 23 minutes left till it starts. What if that's what I think, JBZ? That's a huge possibility, and I can't say for sure, but the suspects we have, and I talked about this in my latest videos, is Mark didn't know about this, guys, until the night before this happened. Max Sense reached out to him and said, hey, I know how to improve the contract to make it better, and I know how to, and there's a problem here. There's a problem we can fix. And Mark didn't think that it could be done through flash loan attacks, and he thought you would have to have a lot of money, but Max Sense knew that it could. So it looks really bad for Max Sense. It may not have been him. It just looks really bad because he knew how to do what happened. And from the time that Mark announced that it could be hacked, there was not enough time for hackers to go and create what needed to be created and then hack. And then drain the pool. There was not enough time. It happened within minutes. So, okay, are we done with that? Okay, I'll put that back. Do you want your drink, buddy? Oh, it's drinky time. You can take a drink. There you go. Yeah, he needs to be investigated. That's all I'm saying. He's definitely, like, the main suspect, I feel, is Max Sense. And I hate that because he's willing to talk to me, which is super weird. But just because you're willing to talk to somebody doesn't necessarily mean that it's not you. It's like that one murder. Did you guys see that video of the guy who killed his family? He killed his wife and his 2 daughters, and he hid them in his truck, and he was all over the news. What was that guy's name? Chris? Was it Chris Watts? And Chris Watts, he tried to play it all the way through, you know. He came back to the house. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This is terrifying. But the entire time, he was so nervous that he couldn't act how a real father would act in that situation. A real father would be freaking out, probably crying, probably begging, probably losing his mind, probably leaving to try to go find them. A real father would be freaking out, and he never showed those signs because he was trying to act. And it's just so hard to act in a way that you're not feeling. And when you look at how Mark's acting, when you look at how he's upset, he's sticking around, he wants to fix it. These are all very solid signs of somebody who really believed in this project, who was new, who did just make a mistake and is paying for it. Mark really has all those signs. There's no hint of him, and it's very hard to produce all those feelings and everything, and all of his everything. It's very hard to not slip up and show who you really are. And Mark has been on point the entire time. With Max Sense, it's a little weird. It's very weird that he would stick around, and the only reason I could think that he would stick around is he already knew that he messaged Mark. So, and this is why I can think of, and I think I've already talked to you guys about this, but he approached Mark and said, hey, and I'll take a fee for doing this. So basically, Max Sense even suggested of taking a small portion of the hack that he did to help him, you know, take everybody's money, relaunch it, get everybody their money back with the token in the way it's supposed to be launched. They discussed that plan. Now, a possible theory is that once Max Sense learned that he wasn't going to profit off of that from Mark, I believe, that he could have had somebody else do that. But he also knew that he had messages with Mark, and that possibly the best thing for him would be to stick around and talk. And he was the first person to say Mark did the rug pull, and then he came out and he posted all his screenshots. That's how we got all the screenshots of their conversation. He went and posted all their screenshots. Not all of them. He left some out. He did leave some out. Okay, we're going back to the phone. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just break my phone. That's fine. You better get a job when you get older. Going back to that. Okay. The Rat Fink is the person that stole the B&B, whether it was Mark or Abu from India. What? Criminal theft, if identified as still theft, and maybe be criminally pursued. Max Sense's best interest is to be in custody. He seems to be like he's in France or something. Killers do interviews all the time. Yeah, exactly, Jeremy. You know what that reminds me of, Jeremy? This crazy video of the guy, the Lieutenant Russell, Colonel Russell Williams. Colonel Russell Williams, this is a crazy video. It's the craziest interrogation video you'll probably ever see. So if you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend checking that out. He was like a very high ranked in the military, and he went around raping and killing women, and they finally called him in for an interview, and he was so cocky and so confident that he wasn't going to get caught because of his status and because he thought he was good, he went and did the interviews. So for sure, and they think that it makes him look good to do the interview. But they kind of knew it was him because they already had his tires marked. So it's just not a guarantee. My thing is it might look good. It looks good for you if you stick around instead of running away, for sure. But it's just not a guarantee either way. And yeah, so that's just kind of my theories. It's still... Okay, all right. All right. You got 200 people watching you. Okay. Okay, buddy. Are you done? You should take a nap, buddy. Baby shark, dude. Thank you for the $5, Badadit. I really appreciate that, my dude. He came in and instantly blamed Mark, which that's what made me think it was so weird. Oh no. Pop Giorgio, that's crazy, bro. Sounds good, JC. I'll catch you later, bro. Don't feel bad. I'm here feeding my 3-year-old waiting for this to start. Well, once this starts, I have someone who's going to watch her for the duration of the actual stream. I just don't have anybody right now. Well, that's the thing I was talking about, Lorenzo, is that I think the part of the contract that was messed up, Mark knew about it and he thought it was covered. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where when you think you're good on something, that's what makes you not overlook it. It's like when you're looking for your keys and you've already checked somewhere, but you didn't check it as good as you should, but you knew you looked there, so you don't check it at, you think I've already checked that, so you don't really look. But it ends up being that spot. And I'm guessing it was something like that, but we can ask him about that when we get in there. Yeah, if Max Sense... Okay, I mean, there's a couple things here. If it wasn't Max Sense or somebody that Max Sense knew, then Max Sense could have been a good guy saying, hey, I'm going to make a little bit of profit off here by helping you not screw over your people and to help you improve your token. This is a possible scenario. I don't know if it's legit or not. And that somebody else was already ready to take all the money, so that as soon as Mark announced it, they just did it. And they probably took it in fear that somebody else would beat them to it. Okay, Kayla. If you want to support all your favorite YouTubers. Support all your favorite YouTubers. Are other people streaming this? I wouldn't think any of the safemoon YouTubers would be, but I guess we'll see. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bunny Teefs. I feel a little embarrassed that I have a baby screaming on the stream, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm doing this so that my brother can take his wife out for the first time in a long time, and I almost never stream. Usually streams are on Sundays or randomly at night for Mark, so we'll see. We got, how much time do we got? We only got 15 minutes. I think Mark just put the Surge contract out too fast without proper testing. Maybe. I think... I think an audit would have caught it. Okay, buddy. You wanna go sleep? You can take a nap, you know. No problem, Michigan. I got you, bro. An audit might have caught that, you know what I mean? And that would have saved everybody. So, you know, lesson learned. I think that if Mark can recover from this, he still could do some great things for DeFi eventually. Especially if he pays everybody back. He'll become known as the guy that paid everyone back for a flaw in one of his contracts. I mean, is there anyone out there like that? Has anybody done that before? I did have one theory on what they could have done. But I mean, the hackers were ready. They knew. They're watching the Discord. So anything they do, the hackers ready to move. They know that they're sitting on 6 million, and that if they find out and that if they warn them, that they have to be ready to take it out as quickly as possible. So it's a very hard move to make, and probably the only thing they could have done was to just do it themselves. Take the legal hit. If there's any legalities that come with it, just take those hits for everybody. Go to jail for a while. I don't know. Take that hit and make sure everybody gets your money back and maintain your name. And maybe while you're doing it, record it. Show the date. Say this is the date. This is the time. Explain what's happening. We found out about this exploit. We're going to pull it all out, and we're going to resend it all back to you guys. And we're probably going to get in legal trouble for this, but we're doing it for you guys. If they had thought to do that, that probably would have been the best option. They could have released the video. Everybody could have got their funds back immediately. And then they could have just taken that legal hit, probably. And that probably would have been the best way to go about it, unless you guys think of something better. Hey, buddy. My hat. It's my hat. Give me the hat. Oh no. Okay. There was no hacker, bro. Please use your head. Y'all got rugged. Yeah, I feel like you're not using your head, but you're definitely allowed to have your opinion. Yeah, you just don't know Mark enough. I understand you thinking that way. I just think you're wrong because you don't have enough information. Yeah, he said his lawyer advised him not to, and I'm saying he should have just done it for everybody, documented it live, released the video, gave everybody their tokens back, and said, I'll pay the difference if there was like a selling fee or whatever to compensate for that. It would have been a much smaller percentage. 1 second, guys. That's okay. Yeah, he doesn't have 6 million to just pay back the money. What am I watching? We're getting ready to watch the live stream of Mark AMA. We got 10 minutes, guys. Second chat, I'll be right back. We got 6 minutes. Where's our cup at? All right. I got my friend to watch the baby for a minute. We got 4 minutes, guys. Let's go ahead and... let's get the music cut off. The audio up. Yeah, people just jump to conclusions and without really knowing. Is it sounds too good to be true, but it usually is. No, like Surge actually does work. Surge works just fine. It's just this function allowed somebody to go back in. If this function was set up, it still worked the same way, guys. There is problems that happen with Surge, which is basically that if people aren't selling, that the price action is different for buys, sells, and trades. And if it's only buys, then it'll plateau. The price going up will plateau over time. But with trades, it goes up a little bit better. And with sells, it goes up a lot. Sells are really good for the price. So Surge works just fine. It's just a flaw in the contracts. Come on, pay our money back. Our hard money. Yeah. A good thief will steal your money, then help you look for it. Yeah, people jump the gun. They jump to conclusions. Oh boy, here we go. We got 3 minutes. The blatant retardation from some people make my head hurt. We got to be able to think. We have to, okay, so, that's just my philosophy. I don't want to get into that, but the truth is what matters. Not what we want to believe, not what we don't want to believe, what's real. And even if what's real isn't what we'd rather just believe and jump on, or even if it's something that we hate, if you want the truth, that's going to determine how you think, and that's going to determine how you find it. If you're too quick to accuse somebody and assume it's them, you're not focused on what's true. You could say, I feel like it's them, and that's understandable. Hope is ready to get people go off. Yeah, I imagine that a bunch of people are just going to be pissed off at him. He's already taken a beating last night. He did one of these last night in Twitter space. Hopefully Mark told Make Sense to do it, so Mark washes his hands of legal ability. Yeah, you guys are getting some weird in here. Just remember that I'll allow for a certain amount of, distrust and all that, but if it gets to too much, then I will start banning people, so just be careful with the disrespect in the chat. I understand. I'm totally okay with people even thinking it was Mark or being upset. I'm totally okay with that. But there's a certain level. If you push it too far, if you start threatening him, then I'll start banning people. free speech. I agree with free speech, but you're on a YouTube platform that silences all conservatives. So free speech doesn't exist in today's world. Not on Facebook, not on anywhere. But I do agree with you. We should have free speech, but it just doesn't exist in any of these platforms. We got a minute left. I got the audio turned all the way up. Exactly, Dusty. Exactly, bro. 15 seconds. It should be starting. I'm sure they're nervous about this. I've got a couple questions. I've got many of us prefer to use your contract by SafeMoon. Can you ensure to us it is safe from any hacks or exploits? I want to know, how hard is it to miss what was missed? Is it easy to go over? How hard was it to miss? What would have caught it? Here they are. They're coming on.
Hey, all. Mark should be here in just a second. I notice some of you are raising your hands just to set expectations. Just as a community volunteer, I don't have answers to your questions, but once Mark is here and has had a chance to say what he wants to say, he'll be accepting questions.
Here we go, guys. I lost money too, guys. I lost $770, and I bought 50. I bought 350 for myself, or no, 100 for myself, 50 for my cousin. There he is. I'm gonna be quiet now. But basically, part of what I owned was gifts to my brother and my cousin, and I lost what I had as a gift for them too.
Hey, Mark, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry about being late, everybody.
You want me to kick this off and then hand it over to you?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so as I mentioned, Mark's coming up here as just a fellow community member to kind of walk through everything that he has discovered since those tragic events. As a initial member of the community and passionate volunteer on this project, I'm really excited to be able to just help represent and voice the community. I think as a collective community, it's been a rough couple days. And Mark, really appreciate your diving into what happened and trying to help this community understand the impact and what a going forward plan looks like. I know that while you wrote this original contract, you are just a passionate member of the community as everyone else. So again, thank you for the time today, and thank you for updating everyone on what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important for people to know what went on and what's in place for the future. But first and foremost, I just had something I really need to say. So Surge is and was and always has been a community-based, community-owned, open source project. Now, it's important to remember that there is no entity behind Surge. There are no leaders, there is no company. Everyone who has helped run and operate the Discord and everything has done so as volunteer work in the spirit of DeFi. When Surge was first created, it was created in such a way that every single person has just as much power over the contract as anybody else. There's absolutely nothing that I could do to the contract that any of you couldn't have done yourselves. I'm a community member of Surge, just like all of you. And when Surge was created, there were disclaimers all over the post saying it was an experiment and a change to the DeFi space that had not been done before. It outlined the risk, and it stated the fact that people should only put in what they were willing to lose if they wanted to partake in the experiment. After this point, everyone loved the idea of having a community-run and led operation. They loved being able to vote on what was done next. And you guys, the community, went as far as to create the Reddit, the Discord, the Facebook, the Twitter, and the Instagram. I had not created any advertising for Surge. I have only ever operated as a trusted community member and a developer who wished to explore and redefine the DeFi space by using Surge as the basis, because I still believe that there is so much innovation needed to be done using this type of a contract. So when I first noticed the vulnerability issue, I got together with some of the volunteer community members to figure out how we could effectively communicate this to everyone else and how to remove people from the apparent risk. And clearly the response did not go as planned. And I really need to get this out now. There is no Surge team. There is no active leadership. We are a community project, and there has never been an owner to Surge. And there has never been one person with more control over another. That has been the way Surge has worked since its inception. The only person truly liable for the hack that took place Monday was the attacker himself. Anyone in the world could have noticed the vulnerability, made a post warning people about the vulnerability, encouraged people to sell, or exploited the contract themselves. Anybody could have. There is nothing I could have done to prevent anyone else from doing something like this, as the contract was renounced at its beginning. The volunteers and myself, as trusted community members, acted first and tried to bring about the best resolution we could. That being said, we are a community-run project, so I believe the best course of action for Surge to take in the future would be to have any excess taxes or excess revenue be funneled from features of the growing ecosystem into a repayment charity fund for those who lost money on Monday. Now, anyone could stand up and develop these projects for Surge in their free time, as the volunteers have done, and they would have just as much power over me over its fate. But because my heart bleeds for everyone who was hurt or lost money during the attack, all my current and future developments will have something built inside of them to donate to this charitable fund. And I encourage any developers or community members to do the same. We really cannot do this alone. And if we band together again, I know for a fact we can put all this behind us and focus our sights truly on changing DeFi, as we started to do at the beginning. And okay, that's my disclaimer. That's all I got to start us off. Do you have anything else to add, Capitalist?
Yeah, no, I just think that that's an important aspect. I saw many people from the community, step up and take different roles. We had people building websites, building dApps, building social profiles, communicating. Even, many of the people in here out there promoting these contracts. And so, even myself, I wasn't an early buyer of BNB by any means. I came in actually quite late on the project. Was inspired by the contract, which I knew was renounced, and volunteered my time to help. I was totally blown away by the level of talent that came together to help. all of us on a volunteer basis, many people committing, tens of hours a week, if not some people hundreds of hours a week, it felt like, to be able to see things come to fruition. And I just want to say that, as a representative member of the community, the passion is not gone. There is a large team of people that are going to continue to fight for this community. And anyone is welcome to, either on their own or through this Discord, which again is just a community conduit for this type of level of communication, participate in helping not only realize the mission of this community, but also just to be able to enact real change in terms of trying to repay the impact of this heinous act. So yeah, I really appreciate everything that you have done, Mark, and everybody else in this community has done to try to make this thing a reality. And I hope that together we can turn this thing around and continue to radically change DeFi. With that said, Mark, are you open to opening it up to some questions?
Hello?
Hey,
I can't hear Mark. Was he talking?
I can't hear Mark at the second either. I heard his dog barking, so maybe he had to step away to help with that. Let's give him 1 second.
Yep.
Mark, we see you coming off of mute, but we can't hear you. You want to keep talking? I'll let you know the moment we can. Still no.
This is bad timing.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and ask your question, and we'll wait for him to get connected?
I actually had a lot I wanted to say, and some things I wanted to ask him that I'd have to wait till he got back.
Okay.
One thing I do want to say, I guess, while we're waiting for that, if you don't mind me saying, is that I do believe it's important to hold the devs responsible and accountable for the flaw that was in there that allowed for this to happen. And at the same time, I believe that everybody who made the choice to invest your money in this, you're accountable for what you invested. Is it working now, Mark?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you. You want to go ahead and just start over?
Yeah, I'll start with my questions, and then maybe I can go say that earlier. A lot of people most of us prefer to use your contract to buy safemoon. Can you ensure to us that it's safe from any hacks or exploits?
Oh yeah, the safemoon swapper.
No, you cannot insure anything on any of your contracts. Anything is susceptible to exploit.
I'll tell you how it works. You send a BNB, it recognizes your sending address, which is the same as your safemoon receiving address. All your BSC addresses are the same. So it uses the BNB you sent, it reaches out to PancakeSwap, swaps safemoon for whatever price it can get it at, and then it sends it back to that receiving address. If there's any exploits in that, that's something I don't know or don't think there are. But it's a very, very, very simple contract that just uses one function that does what I just said.
The important thing, though, to note is that all contracts, all coding, all programming in the entire world are susceptible to exploits. And this is just me speaking completely as a person that is in the tech industry myself. While not an active developer in the DeFi space or familiar with Solidity in any way, I would just say that I have seen exploits take place. So with any contract in DeFi, you can read the contract yourself. You can get security recommendations or analysis done. And I have said this on my Twitter posts as well, that I would personally never invest any money in any contract that I'm not comfortable losing in the DeFi space, because innovation is happening all of the time, both in terms of evil actors as well as good-hearted people that miss exploits. And I would say that that's the reason that there are disclaimers on many of the different contracts out there, because the fact that there are just too many unknowns, and that technology is advancing for exploiting those types of things every day.
Okay, and I just had a couple of things I really want to get through these. I'll be fast. How hard was it to miss this problem that occurred? Was it something that seemed like you looked at it and it seemed like it was good, and there happened to be something you missed, or was it an easy thing to catch? Like, how hard was it to miss this that allowed for this to happen? You're on mute, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was definitely speaking.
There you go.
Well, so that depends on how proficient in Solidity you are. It's no secret that I just picked up the language about 6 or 7, 8 months ago. So for a very polished and professional and learned Solidity developer, it might have been something that someone caught, but it took a lot of math and reasoning to come to the conclusion that I did. So I wouldn't call it easy by any means.
Okay. And I think that, and I'm just trying to be as honest and open as possible, is that, because I'm not trying to suck up, but you designed this in a way to make it DeFi, to remove any ownership from it. It was designed that way. So some of the community might feel like, oh, we're shifting blame to the community, but it's literally designed to be a community project. And I think it's not supposed to be designed. It's not trying to say it's our fault, but the flaw was in there. But because you designed it in a way to remove yourself from it, it kind of allowed for us to not be able to fix this, right? Or
Yes.
is that okay?
Yeah, it was renounced. It was renounced at the beginning. As soon as it was created, it was out there, and there was no changing it. There was no stopping anyone from putting money into it. It was just lines of code that just existed on their own, with no potential for manipulation in terms of how the functionality worked.
Okay, and I just want to say this last thing, if you don't mind, to everybody, that I do believe that you guys are responsible for the flaw that happened, for not catching that, for not auditing it, whatever it might be. But I believe that every person who invested, that you're fully responsible. I lost $770, and we're all fully accountable and responsible for what we chose to invest. And that we need to take that ownership. You need to be an adult. Yes, Mark's responsible, I believe, for what happened, for having that flaw in the contract. He didn't do it intentionally, but you all are responsible for the investment you made, and you need to take ownership of it and be an adult. And that's just all I have to say. So,
Thanks, Crypto.
Yep.
All right, let's bring someone else up.
All right, we do that.
Minjun the Great, I sent you an invite. I'll send one to SafeMoon Millionaire. In the meantime, what's up, Millionaire?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. I just want to say, man, that a lot of people that are in here in the chat probably know who I am, and they know that I'm a large investor in a lot of projects. SafeMoon being one of them. I actually still to this day help out all of my people that I teach about crypto investments. I use your videos, Mark. Your When the Burn Stops video is a piece of genius, and it inspires a lot of people, and it teaches a lot of people about something they don't necessarily understand. So I just want to let everybody know that this stuff happens. It's an unfortunate thing. I personally know people that lost thousands of dollars. But at the same time, they take full responsibility of what they invested, and they know, just like the past gentleman said, crypto, that you can lose anything you put in here. I mean, guys, you could put $1,000 into SafeMoon and it can go tits up tomorrow. Are you gonna, blame that on every person that's involved in SafeMoon? Are you gonna blame it on SafeMoon Mark because that was his name? Or, you guys do have to take responsibility for it. But I personally do not believe that Mark did anything malicious. I believe that he is a human being. And just like the rest of us, we all make mistakes. We are going to learn from this. And that's the main purpose of, I think, this space that you're doing today, is to learn what happened, to try to better understand that, and to try to build back the community and the trust between everybody, because there's a lot of negativity there.
Absolutely. We need the community. We're nothing without the community. All we
Exactly.
are, we're just representatives put in place from the community. So if Surge is going to survive, if everything's going to be returned to normalcy and we can keep innovating DeFi, we need to band together. Otherwise, it's just going to bleed out and die, which is the last thing I want to see for such an early and innovative project.
Yeah, and I think everybody needs to realize that, you were passionate about this. You weren't part of any team. You were passionate about this, and you put your thoughts out there to try to help people understand what you're amazing at with your videos. I wish you would do more. Um, Understand what crypto is and what the crypto space is, and you did that starting with SafeMoon, and that has helped tens of thousands of people. I'm a big believer in all your contracts. Whether this one was flawed or not, I don't care. I understand that's part of what's happening here, and the DeFi space is young. I'm a huge investor in SafeMoon. I'm a huge investor in Safe Vault. That's one contract that you helped with, and I'm going to continue to invest in that. And I just wanted to thank you for what you've done for the community. And I am not worried in the least bit about this little road bump or this little speed bump that we have. I'm sure we're all going to get over it okay and move on and be smarter for it. So thank you again, Mark. I'm on the behalf of many people I've talked to.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. Minjin, did you have something to say? You're on mute, by the way.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, Mark. How are you? Thank you, Crypto. Thank you, Safe Millionaire. Yeah, I think a lot of us here kind of agree with what they have stated. Yeah, SafeMoon, you're right. We've invested in SafeMoon too, and we've been losing money like crazy, thousands of dollars just going. But that's another story. Anyways, Mark, your conversations with Max Sense. What is your feeling in regards to Max Sense, and what were those conversations? What do you feel about that? I think people want to know more about Max Sense. We've heard about him, and we've heard he kind of alerted you to this possible
Yes.
problem here.
Okay. In the spirit of not defaming anyone, I'm not going to cast blame on anyone until we know without a doubt that it was them. So I can't say anything as to who I think it is or if it is a person or not. But the way that conversation went was he messaged me asking about, informing me of a potential exploit. I reviewed it, did a bunch of math. I tried speaking with him, and he said that he would do it himself and keep a percentage of everyone's BNB. And that did not sit well with me. Even though I have just as much power as anyone else, the last thing I wanted was everyone's BNB in the hands of a stranger. And even though that's what happened anyway, that's what I was trying to avoid. So I declined that and went to work trying to see if what he brought up to me was real or not. I forked the Surge contract and did a bunch of tests on it and realized it was possible. And at a later date, as we were trying to think of how the hell we could save everyone, he comes back to me saying that his math was wrong and that there was nothing to worry about and that there was no exploit whatsoever. That's when I knew I had to be we had to act fast because time was ticking. I had felt that that was a lie and that he knew there was an exploit. And about 10 minutes after we made the announcement, someone triggered it from a Typhoon wallet, which scrambles a bunch of information. So that's the entire story. That's what happened there. I can't speculate on who did it or who did what, just out of the nature of not wanting to be wrong and not defaming anyone.
Yeah, good point. I understand. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. One man army sniper. Do you want to come up?
Yes, hi.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't expecting to be invited at the discussion, but yeah, myself, I have a few issues. One,
Okay.
can you make public the full discussions with that guy Maxence?
We would need to run that by the community's legal counsel to make sure that they're comfortable with releasing that statement. The important thing to remember is that Discord communications are subject to being editable, as well as as well as deleted specific statements. And so, without having the true logs from Discord themselves, it would be difficult to get a full representation of that entire conversation.
Yeah, because sorry to disturb you. The last 3 days we saw fractions of discussions, and from what Mark is saying just now, that the guy told him, "Yeah, don't worry, it's no exploit." I never saw it in those discussions, and I think the whole community didn't see those things. What I saw, that the guy just told him there's an exploit.
You got to remember again that these conversations are subject to being editable. And so any screenshots that you may have seen from any third party might not have been representative of the actual conversation and may have been modified versions of that conversation.
Yes.
And so Mark is actively discussing the potential for being able to release that that conversation and a couple of screenshots that he was able to capture of that conversation, but he's not able to until he has approval from the community's legal counsel. He can't do so, as well as the fact that the only true representation of that conversation again would be through Discord themselves, which would need to be subpoenaed and would require something like the FBI's intervention to be able to do that due to privacy concerns. But of course, we're taking every action as a community to be able to make sure that we can hopefully track down who is responsible for this. But at the end of the day, any involvement with Mark in trying to identify who may or may not have committed this would be done as, again, a community volunteer like the rest of us.
Yeah, just for further, I know a lot of the conversations between us were posted by him himself, and I did see the one where he said those things. So I think that was posted in the Discord at some point. But as he said, until I actually, the Discord logs would be perfect to get the full list of communications, unedited, undeleted, everything like that. But I have seen the one in question floating around, so it does exist. I don't personally have the screenshot. I believe, I don't want to throw you under the bus, Crypto, but I believe Crypto Control might have it. I think I saw it in a video of his. How's it going, Lotus?
Hey, Mark, what's up? So with your ambition to pay the community back, you had said somewhere that you had taken a snapshot of everyone's holdings. I'm just wondering if you could expand on when that snapshot was taken, and is that something that will be released to the public so people can confirm that their snapshot was correct at that time? And just a follow-up personal question. Oh, you can answer that first. I have a kind of different question.
Yeah, before you answer that question, first of all, it's a community initiative to try to figure out how we can best pay back ourselves. Mark wants to participate with the community in ensuring that we are able to figure out a way to potentially make that happen. But Mark himself is not making any promises to personally pay back anything, or assuming the obligation to pay back anybody. This is a community initiative, so we'll have to do that collectively. But Mark is certainly answering questions around.
I didn't mean to twist
around the snap,
legal
around
way, but the ambition for the community to charge an effort to help each other regarding the snapshot. I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, no, that ambition is live and well. So for the snapshot, we have a specific script that can go through and pull all the holders' balances that have interacted with our contract. It's built from scratch based off of everyone's interaction with the contract. And in there, we can specify a certain block number. I don't remember exactly which block number it was, but we got the block number right before the attack took place. And we have a few extra ones of slightly after, and a few minutes after, and a few hours after. So we can really draw conclusions as to who lost what, for sure. But I wouldn't feel necessarily comfortable posting it publicly, because I don't want these people to be subject to certain schemes like dusting attacks. But we are trying to build a DApp out where everyone will be able to see what was lost and what steps, how effective the community has been at recovering those losses through Surge itself and through the various parts of the ecosystem. It is a push. It is a push to fix, to help people again. That's on the forefront of my mind. And any products that Surge creates in the future that's going to be on their mind as well. Is even though like we said, we don't know who is responsible for this. As a community, we should be standing up together to try to help those who lost a lot. And that's a stance I'm very I'm not going to be changing in until I feel confident that the people who have been hurt don't feel that way anymore.
I can definitely agree with you on that. I feel like as a community, and not just not just speaking as a Surge community, I mean as like a DeFi community, we should all be helping each other. My follow-up question was kind of like a personal question out of my own curiosity. I actually wasn't aware that you had just started learning this type of language, less than a year ago. I'm just curious what drew you into getting into this space and making these contracts.
Honestly, SafeMoon is what inspired me to start looking into DeFi. Not necessarily SafeMoon, but the concept of reflections, the concept of being able to manipulate digital assets in this way to have really cool properties. That's what initially sparked my interest. And honestly, what got me started into DeFi was that first Moonmark video. That was the introduction right there. I've been learning Solidity on the low for a while, but that was the only time I actually started to teach it to myself in a full capacity.
Cool. Thank you for answering my questions and bringing me up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming up. Okay, Meat Factory. How's it going, man?
Hey guys, what's up? Okay, so my question is, how do you think this is going to affect Surge, like in the long term? Because you have consequences from this, like the growth.
Yeah, so this is definitely a big speed bump that we're going to have to cross over, but it has caused us to take a more security centric approach moving forward. We're working on a partnership with Certic to get all of our products released in the future with an audit, so there could be safety and security in the fact that people know it wasn't just reviewed by one person for a few hours, that an entire team of analysts went over the code to ensure that it was safe and it was up to par. And I said this in a space last night, but if people are uncomfortable with Certic, again, it's a community decision. I'm just putting the time forward to communicate this deal and get it finalized with them, but we could use any auditing company or all of them. I think taking a security-centric approach is exactly what we needed. And if something like this weren't have happened, maybe we wouldn't have taken that approach and the losses could have been greater. So it is, for what it is, we have learned from our lesson, and we're definitely taking many, many steps to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Because it was the literal opposite of what Surge was trying to bring to the space. The opposite. We were trying to bring full security and privacy and community-driven product. And that's what we're going to strive to be from here on out. And the Certic audit that's coming out soon for Surge ETH, hopefully, will outline everything for everyone, because it'll have a fresh set of eyes on it that have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, and I would also just expand on that and just say that the Certec funds were raised by the community. It was an initiative that was put forward by the community. Again, those funds are enabling Certec as the first official certifier of tokens for this community. So it's just going to be important that if people have other options or opinions to bring them up. If people want to find ways to be able to raise funds to be able to certify these things. Again, everybody has the same power as one another. The only difference is that some of us have taken a more public stance and effort to be able to try to enable this community to reach great heights. So I'm excited about the fact that this community was able to pool those funds. Those funds, from my understanding, have already been transferred to Certec. There's already an agreement in place for them to be able to start to certify tokens here. So really excited about what that means. And I can tell you, as somebody that also lost money on the Surge BNB contract. I'm excited to see what CERT it comes back with on the subsequent contracts, and really restoring faith with respect to those contracts, and the future of everything that this community can build together.
All right, just one more question. What about the Surge bridges? Like, can we transfer from the hacked Surge BNB to the bridges, or is it disabled?
Technically, with the way we build bridges, you can move any token over, but I wouldn't see a need to, considering there is technically no worth to the old Surge BNB tokens, in lieu of what happened.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. All right, Jordan Davis. All right, I'm going to bring up not noted Pine instead. I'm not hearing from Davis. How's it going, Pine?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, sweet. I have 3 quick questions, if that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question is, did you create Surge before or after you notified SafeMoon while you were employed there? Like, did you create it and then tell them, or did you tell them and then create it?
I created it.
I don't think that question's relevant to today's conversation.
Oh.
The timing and whether or not Mark wrote a contract while a 1099 contractor with a third-party token has no bearing on it. Is there a specific question or something that you're trying to get to?
Yeah, I was just curious about if he notified Surge or not. I can move on to the next question.
Yeah, I don't think that his relationship with the contract employer has really any bearing on what we're trying to accomplish with today's conversation.
I understand. So my second question then, this might have the same answer, but a couple days ago, Surge was speaking on your behalf and said you were making like a $250,000 salary, but weren't provided work. Was that your main motivation on creating Surge?
No.
Because you didn't have enough work at SafeMoon?
No. No, if that was the case, I would have had some sort of way to be monetarily compensated for creating Surge. The way I made Surge, everyone benefits together. Being the first one to start it off, I may have gone up a few %, but it was nothing crazy at all. As everyone has seen from following the price over time. The interesting
thing there is this really quick.
I made Surge because it was an idea that that me and some friends had about how these things could work and the problems with liquidity pools. And it was just a spur of the moment random experiment. And when I wrote the contract and we noticed these crazy features that we were used to with Surge, when we noticed these work for the first time, nobody really had words. We were all speechless. We thought we broke everything. We were like, this is it. It's over. So I just launched it on my Discord saying, not financial advice. This is an experiment. Put in whatever you're willing to lose if you want to be a part of this experiment with us. This is groundbreaking. And I still believe it is groundbreaking, and it is tech that hasn't been explored before. So I don't regret making Surge or regret making it at any time. And it definitely didn't have anything to do with SafeMoon or my payments. But all I can say is those figures were incorrect. And I did receive compensation for my work.
Yeah, and before my last question, I just want to say to Surge Capitalists and you, like, I'm not trying to, get you in a gotcha moment or anything. It's just my first time speaking with you, and I've never had a chance to pick your brain. So these are, questions that I've always wanted to ask you as a SafeMoon and Surge holder. So, my final question would be, you just stated that you have only been writing these kind of contracts for 5 months or so. With that being said, there's a guy up here previously who said, we were responsible, it's our money that we put in. So, at the end of the day, we're responsible for, our funds. But at the same time, do you somewhat find it mildly irresponsible to be creating tokens why only having coding experience of that nature for only 5 months?
I've been coding for over 4 years now, 5 years. Solidity was a new language, but it was a language I felt very comfortable in because it resembles a lot of the other languages that I've used, namely Java and C++. It's very similar to those.
But like any developer, he was able to put something out into the public domain. Did warn people of the risks of it. Did notify people that it was an experiment. And the fact is that all, as I mentioned earlier, all code, all contracts, absolutely any technology is potentially exploitable. And we need to know those risks as a collective DeFi space before we make investments in absolutely anything.
So is
And,
the statement of unrug? Yeah, go ahead.
It was very common knowledge, my work experience in DeFi. I never try to hide that from anybody.
Yeah, I know that. And I mean, are we saying that because I know the big thing with Surge BNB is that it was unrug pullable. Is that a definite statement we're now still attaching to the other Surge tokens?
I think fundamentally you need to think about and understand the rug pull terminology, and fundamentally that requires, typically the term is used to represent an insider pulling the liquidity pool. In this case, it was an exploit that was capitalized on by a bad actor who was then able to pull the liquidity pool. And so, I would say that anything is subject to that risk. This specific risk was inherent to the BNB contract, and as such, the belief of the community is that it will not be transferred over, or that risk does not transfer over to any of the subsequent contracts. But that does not make them impenetrable from other exploits.
So no known exploits that I know currently affect any of the other contracts. I'm looking forward to see what Certic has to say about that. But the final note, and Capitalist hit this on the head in terms of the unrug pullable thing. What that means is no owner or no group can access funding, liquidity, or anything from the contract. But that doesn't mean it's unhackable. There was no way that an owner or any sort of form of leadership had any more control of it than anybody else. Technically, any of you could have rug pulled it. I'm not ever saying that anyone here did. All I'm saying is rug pull was not the right word to explain what happened the other day. It wasn't a rug pull. It was an exploit.
Well, thank you for that clarification, Mark. I just want to end this by saying, I know this bad thing happened to you, but I'm still behind you, and I won't ever forget what you have done and will still continue to do for the SafeMoon community, man. And you got people still behind you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions we're going to be able to answer today, but we really do appreciate everybody in the community, everybody's participation, what everybody's created in terms of all of the different social spaces to be able to promote these initiatives. As a fellow community member, I know I'm very saddened by the acts of these malicious third party. And I hope, again, as a collective community, we can come together and figure out how to reimburse those that were impacted. So again, thank you to everyone, and look forward to continuing to collaborate with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Yes. Really quick. You can head off stage if you're busy or if you need to, Capitalist. I'm gonna bring Poetis up.
I think that's where we want to end it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Poetis. I'm gonna try to do a write up after if people want to shoot any questions that were unanswered to Talden. I'm gonna see if I can do a write up and post those somewhere where everyone will be able to have access to them later. Thank you everyone for coming, and yeah, don't hesitate to keep asking questions if there was something that was left unanswered. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page because this is a community push. This is a community project. It's never been anything else. So I think this community is amazing. I think there's so much potential here, and I absolutely think we can push through this and overcome this hurdle in a way that anyone that was hurt can benefit from it. So I'm looking forward to see what all of you create as community members, as volunteers, as everything. And thank you guys for coming. And just showing up here today means a lot. So have a good one, guys.
Okay, guys, that's the end of that. No, a lot of you guys are angry. A lot of you guys are upset. Some people may have lost life savings and they think it's a speed bump. Yeah, you invested your life savings. Would you think that there was no chance of losing it? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, some of you guys need to take responsibility. You invested it. No one forced you to invest this. I lost money. I feel bad for people who lost their money. I don't feel bad for people that don't take accountability for making that investment. You did it. You wanted to get rich. You were trying to get rich. You were trying to gain a bunch of money. And now you're upset that it didn't work out. Yeah, who puts their life savings into a token that's new, that's called an experiment? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, you need to take some responsibility, take some accountability in your life. Unfortunately, the baby's keeping me pretty busy. I'm going to have to cut this short to take care of this baby. Screw you too, Miguel. Hope you have a good one, bro. Hope you grow up a little bit. He needs to take some responsibility. He should have taken a little more responsibility from what I heard, for sure. I agree with that. Why not mention the law enforcement agency reported to? Doesn't make sense. 100%. I meant, look, I lost money. I hold Mark accountable for what he did. I hold the hacker accountable for what he did. But I'm not dumb enough or immature enough to blame it all on Mark. I invested that money. And you have a choice right there to go, okay, I take accountability for my dumbass investment, or I blame him. And I wanted to say this earlier, and if you say F you crypto control, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not here for that, you know. So if you're investing in somebody, if they are sketchy or if they build something stupid, then you're just as responsible for not doing your own research to find out how smart they are or whether the investment was good. Anything that you can blame them for, you can also blame yourself for. And people just don't like accountability, do they? Now, don't get me wrong. I hate the hacker for doing this. I'm upset that I lost my money. I feel bad for everyone who lost their money. I hold Mark accountable for missing the exploit. And I hold myself accountable for the money that I put in there. But everybody doesn't hold themselves accountable. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a little more... I'm 31. It's time to grow up, guys. It's time to grow up a little bit. It's time to grow up. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I got to go take care of a baby. I got to go take care of other babies besides the ones in the chat. No, I understand. People are allowed to be upset. I understand people thinking it's a rug pull. I get that. I understand people being angry at Mark. But with that needs to come some accountability for what you chose to invest. And if I don't see that in you, that's where I disagree with you. I completely agree with Mark being accountable. I completely agree with people being upset. You lost your money, you're upset. He said it was foolproof and there was a flaw. I totally get it. I agree. I'm on board with you. Where I'm not on board with people is where they don't take accountability for their own investment. That's where I'm like, no, you nobody forced your hand. You were trying to get rich. You knew it was a risk. And now you want to shift all the blame instead of taking the responsibility. That's the only place that I might disagree with you. He has shown remorse. He did show remorse. Sounds good, Francisco. Andrew, imagine being that invested money in something new and lost it. Pray for DeFi Mark and SafeMoon to the moon. Thank you, Mitch Bromo, for the $2 donation. I appreciate that, bro. You can't blame the investors. When you invest in anything crypto, there's a chance you're going to lose your money. I don't know if you guys know that or not. When you invest in SafeMoon, BNB, any investment, you have a chance of losing your money. Did you guys not know that? Is this news? Oh, okay. Yes, you didn't have to put your money in there, but when you put your money in there, what you're agreeing to is the risk of losing your money at the hope of gaining more. So fess up, take some accountability for your choice. For anybody outside of those people that won't take accountability for that, I fully am in the same boat as you. I took that hit with you guys. I took the hit with all of everybody, all of the Surge BNB members. I took the hit with you guys. I felt the blow. I was like, this is not good. I just lost everything. I didn't invest thousands because I'm just not that dumb or that rich. And I I'm sorry for everybody who did lose. Everybody who takes accountability for their their risk of investing. I'm sorry that you lost. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun to lose money. You have to explain it to your family and friends. I messed up. That thing on Surge that I thought was a for sure thing, I was wrong. There was a flaw. We look like idiots when we tell them about it. We look like, and everybody's like, see, I told you so. And we have to deal with all the shame and stupidity that comes along with that. Yeah, and I totally agree with everybody. I want answers too. I want whoever did it to be held accountable. If Mark did it, I want him to be held accountable, and I would fully go out against him. I just don't see any evidence to support that. But until I do, then I would agree. If I saw evidence to support that Mark did it, I wouldn't get his back on that. I would be like, Mark, you cheated us all. You scammed us all. You deserve to be in jail. But I don't see any evidence for that. So no, I'm not going to take that stance. But all right, guys, I'm sorry. I would stick around longer. I got to go take care of a baby. I'll be working on safemoon content probably. So I'll be working on safemoon content and trying to get away from Surge content for a little bit unless something crazy happens and we figure out who it was or something. But yeah, thank you so much, safemoon family, those of you guys that support me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.